Hi Sagittarius, this is Heather with Twin Flame Blue Ray Tarot. This is your monthly reading for May of 2022. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And I apologize to the other signs. I just realized last night I did not have my microphone on. And I thought I was being all slick, getting everything done and ready. And then this morning I realized the audio might not be so good on the first 8 videos. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay, the Lovers was flipped. It has not come out for anyone else. Apparently that is for you. Excuse me. Allergies are still going, so again, probably have to stop and drink water in between a lot here, so hold on for that and bear with me. Let me see if you can see all of these because I have changed my camera. Sorry, a little bit here. All right. See if these are all in view. Oh, let me raise this up a little too. Okay. Technical difficulties this morning, but I'm really trying to get all of these out by today, the 1st. Okay. And if you want to watch the Aries video, I ended up doing a little intro with that video as to what I've been up to and the general energies this month. And I say what I've been up to because when one of us is going through it, probably all of us or many of us are going through very similar situations. So that's why I share that information. It's not just to talk about my life. It's because anytime another twin flame or light worker shares, I know it helps me tremendously. So, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're all going through that collectively. So, let me get into your reading. I was also going to say a couple of things I have been saying in each video. It is that the divine counterparts of the twin flames have been going through much more physical experiences lately, more 3D experiences, and the divine masculine is having their major awakening. And so, oh, and here's the Emperor speaking of. So I was looking for where he was at in your reading, and here he is. So yeah, they're definitely going through their major massive awakening process, and it's pretty explosive. Being in the Sagittarius reading, we've got the Emperor, the Magician right next to each other, and then fire cards. So it's pretty explosive for those on the Sagittarius end. It is explosive for all of them, but that's the word that just came to mind for this particular reading. And the other thing that we have going on this month is we just passed a solar eclipse. I believe it was yesterday morning, and then we're in the eclipse corridor now, and it's very intense energy, so expect a lot of sudden things to be revealed. And we are also going into Mercury in retrograde, I think around the time of the lunar eclipse, I believe it is, which is the 16th. So sometime around there. So don't quote me on all of this. It may be happening, I think, a little earlier than that, but check your astrology updates if you want to know more specifically about all of this. So let's get into the Sagittarius energy this month. All of the readings have had some similarities, but they've all been very, even surprisingly to me, very different with the messages and the energies that have come through. So I'm curious as to what Sag's energy is this month. The Five of Swords starts us off, and I'm not seeing right off the bat the Sagittarius energy come through. I just heard something about you being in the background, which is not, I would think, typically what a Sag does sometimes, but not always. When I was looking at the Sag energy, the Emperor coming through as the divine masculine, and then over here the Queen of Earth. So I think you guys are coming through as Queen of Earth energy this month. Hopefully you can see this because everything again has shifted on my screen. But Queen of Earth is what I'm picking up as where Sages are. So again, look at your astrology and see where things are for you all, because this is very different than the typical Sagittarius energy. You're coming through almost as Earth. This is usually my Taurus card, which is also abundance, and I'm getting that a lot for the divine feminine lately. We are coming into, like I said, more of our 3D type of existence and taking our place, holding space in 3D while the masculine is pushed into their awakening time, and they're holding it in the more spiritual energies in 5D. So everything we've seen them go through, excuse me again, everything we've seen them go through, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Still getting my voice back up and running today. So everything we've seen them go through where they've been able to stay more in the 3D energy, and a lot of feminines have said, well, my twin gets to, run around and date other people and have a more 3D existence. They can go out drinking, they can go out partying, they can do this and that, and I have to stay home and do my spiritual work. Well, guess what? Tables are flipping from what I've been seeing, especially for the wave that of twins that started at least 5 or 6 years ago. And I really think it's more for a lot of, really, I would say most people watching this. It is, it's an major awakening time on the planet. And so things have changed for the twins in general. But bear in mind, this is a general reading. But on the whole, this is what I'm picking up for the collective of twins, that there's so much awakening going on with the masculine. So here they are I was just going to look back and say why all of this air. This is all air cards, which is swords. A lot of trying to think their way out of this, but here they are as the king of air, really kind of overthinking this whole thing, and the Lovers card, and you can't think your way in and out of this connection. You have to feel it. And so the Lovers card pops up. Here they are looking at you, looking at this connection, knowing that they have seen this all along, but it's been, from what I've been shown, veiled from a lot of them most of the time. So they have moments of clarity, and then they were back in 3D to hold space there while we were going through our awakening, because we do have to go through so much of this journey alone when we're doing the awakening process, the ascension process, to the nth degree as twin flames. So here we are, and they are looking very intensely at us at the moment and going, okay, this is what I want. This is special, whether they understand why they want that or not. And they're still fighting it because the Two of Air in reverse is the overanalyzation, paralyzation card. They're overthinking it, but the universe is forcing them to look at, because this is in reverse. When this card goes into reverse, I call it the forced decision from the universe. So there's no more getting out of this at this point for them. They're in the process. This really hasn't come up in the other readings. That's why I'm saying all of these readings have had very unique energies and messages for each sign. So the 5 of air is when it goes into reverse, to me, it's like leaving behind someone toxic. So here is the karmic energy where they're with their karmic person, and they are leaving behind that energy. I've heard from another reader that a lot of them have already left behind those people, because once you go into your spiritual awakening process, again, a lot of that is alone, and they don't have to carry this anymore. It was easier for them when they were stuck, kind of stuck and being held in a 3D, anchoring that in those energies, and they were kind of still matching, at least on the surface, where the karmics were at and other people in their lives, but they're having to leave a lot of that behind. Kind of like if you went through your spiritual awakening however long ago, sometimes years ago, your life looks very different and doesn't have many of the same people in it. So they're going through this whole forced decision process, time to make a decision, because they can't keep the old relationship energy in and around this. We've already leveled up, so they're having to level up, and it is my experience that the twins are never far apart from each other in their ascension process, because they can't be. So if one levels up, the other one in this lifetime, if we're here on this planet together, has to level up with them. So the fact that there's the 2 of air here, and 5 of air, which is leaving behind old energies, former people in their lives. 2 is partnerships in general, and then it's sitting above this Lover's card. This being the ultimate connection. They can't keep these old energies around the connection. They're leveling up. We're already leveling up. This is all falling by the wayside, the old stuff. So, and they've tried to start new things. It's so interesting that right now the swords cards are coming out as very low energy to me, and here's the high vibe stuff with the major arcana, the fiery stuff. Even the Queen of Earth looks very high vibe to me. So they're shutting this old way of life for them, and they've tried to start new things, even if they were being successful in endeavors, even up to the recent past. It's not enough for them, and I've personally heard that, and so they're struggling. They were struggling to find more meaning in their lives and their career and all of it. So again, they're having to shed anything, any new ideas, anything that they've started before, because nothing's really working for them. And they saw the feminines going through this time and again, where we were brought down to our knees and brought down to nothing, a lot of us several times on the journey, over and over again, because that's part of the spiritual growth process, and we can't take physical things with us into the new energies that we are creating constantly for us. We've up leveled so many times that there really isn't a choice. We have to leave even physical things behind and people behind. And I know I've had to go through this many times. I just went through it again back in December when I moved. So you can't take, and it's funny because I don't want even like my old crystals and things like that. So it's definitely a whole up leveling in energy, and now they're going through it where they thought, oh well, other people may have thought, oh, she's unlucky, or she It's crazy. And she just keeps going, she keeps putting herself through all this, or she has what other people in our lives may have thought. She, you know, masculine might have thought she's crazy and she's making all this up. Even though they feel it and they know better, they've kind of been able to brush it off a little bit until now. Now they're deep in it and they can't wiggle out of this anymore. They're being held down in this transformation energy. So here's their old life being brushed away. Here they are looking at this connection going, I always knew this was the most important thing to me. I just couldn't clearly see why, because really it was veiled from most of them, so that we would have this time apart to do our work. Now they're doing it. So let's see where I am with time. Okay, so back to Ace of Fire. Again, they're leaving the old stuff they were starting before behind. True to Sagittarius form, Ace of Fire. This is the fiery new beginnings. It is passion, but it's passion for, and here's another number one card. So brand new, huge beginnings for them. It is a totally separate energy. It is a totally new energy. I would say going into the second half of the month with these cards over here, but it really is living their old life behind and starting with the ascension energies here. So very bright, very big start to this new chapter in their lives. Now able to see the connection much more clearly. And again, keep in mind these are general readings, but this is what I'm picking up from the collective of the masculines, and I didn't intend for this to be masculine perspective reading, but that's really what's coming through in the beginning of this reading. So they're forced to be on this new path. There's no going back, and I know that a lot of us as feminines have felt that. And again, masculines and feminines can watch this video. So if you are a masculine, I would say please feel free to leave a comment or chime in as to how you're feeling and what's going on with you. But this is what I'm again picking up from the majority of them out there. So yeah, they're being put on this new path. They now have all the tools that they need to go forward and create this new life and to be in alignment with their true selves, their souls. Again, they're kind of looking ahead towards what the feminine's doing. And you're this magician over here yourself. Just look at this image of, she's creating, she's manifesting, she's got abundance, she's got all of this amazing energy around her. She's holding it over here in the higher energies, even though we're doing more of the 3D type stuff. We're being brought back out into life around people. A lot of us that have been doing healing work are going back more into 3D type work, at least part-time, really being brought back out into just quote unquote normal life in a way that none of us thought we would ever be doing again. So here you are in this earthy energy, but we're still already the magicians. We're still already creating, and we've gone through these healing processes and gotten a handle on ourselves and the self-mastery portion of our journey. So they are coming up through the ranks with this now. So even the numbers here coming up 1 through 4, this is still growth, kind of like going from a page or a knight to a king to the emperor, through different journeys of the tarot. They're going through a huge bump up even in this later portion. Excuse me, I'm just pulling on my cord here. But yeah, they're going through another major transition. Once you know how this journey works, though, it's like once you go through one up leveling, you keep getting pushed into more up-leveling energies. So, excuse me. Ace of Fire, again, things that they're more passionate about. They're seeing their true selves. They're seeing what they really want in life. And the Seven of Fire over here in reverse, they're having to let go of all of the I was one of my other decks says this card is the battles that go on in our own minds. They're letting go of a lot of that. It's like the beating themselves up, the having to follow certain social responsibilities or norms. I've seen a lot of masculines trapped in that in the last many years. They're having to let go of all of that, and it's a relief. It's like finally a relief to be their true selves, like this part of themselves they've always known that they could be. They're really having to come into that now, and the universe is revealing their spiritual side that they've been just like thirsting for this whole time. It's like they could almost touch, see, and taste what the connection was, who they really were. And it was so frustrating because up until this point they couldn't and fully see it all of the time. And now it's like where they were holding on to these social norms and things that they had to do before. Now they're not. And they thought it was going to be this big, scary letting go thing. Hold on one second again. But now it's not a scary thing because they're able to really pop through the spiritual veil and see who they are, what this connection is, what they're going to create in life going forward. More likely than not with the feminine, they don't know how they're going to necessarily get back in our good graces for some of them. But we all know that in divine timing, everything will work out the way that it's supposed to for those that are supposed to come back together. But I'm hearing from a lot of the feminines that it doesn't really like it. We've gotten to a place where it doesn't even matter what the masculines are doing. And so they can kind of just do their own thing, and we're okay with that. I don't know why this one's coming out, so I just want to pull a couple cards really quickly. I'm trying to get all of these readings done today, so I'm going to just pull a couple oracle cards here for you. Children is coming out, so whether this is like their 3D life and they're having to sort through things with exes and figure out how to work with seeing their kids, if they're separating from, and I feel like they've been separated from their children's mother, or if it's a woman from their father, but they're having to kind of sort through all of that. This is also inner child healing every time this comes up for soulmates, twin flames, divine counterparts. This is a lot of the healing and able to be your your inner child. So sorry, my voice. Able to be their inner child, be their true self with someone as well. Pay attention to the red flags. Okay, this is for them. I was like, this is not for us. This is really, again, the masculine's energies. They're seeing the red flags. They're seeing the red. I just heard they're seeing the red flags in themselves too. They're getting rid of a lot of that. They're seeing why they did what they did towards the feminine, and they hate it. They are tempted to, really beat themselves up over this because now they can see what the connection really is and what you were going through, because now they're experiencing it as well. And they're very, very, I hate to say, but they're very sorry, for what they've done. They're very upset with themselves, but they're having to get past that and forgive themselves and move on to the next part of their ascension. So I'm going to leave this here. Hopefully this has helped all of you that are watching. Again, feel free to like, share, subscribe. Please comment if you are drawn to, because I haven't heard from many people in the last few months that I've been doing this. So I always like to hear if it's resonating or what you're going through, if you feel up to leaving a comment. So, and I'm being drawn to say I'm leaving information if anyone wants a private reading. I've been doing readings for years for hundreds of twin flames and thousands of people. So I am here to give guidance if needed, and I will see you all in the next video. I hope you have a beautiful May, Sagittarius, and I will talk to you later. Bye.